Apologies for the technical difficulties, but we are back. So, Serena was in the process of delivering some information directly into Abel's mind.
Olivia's Olivia, seventh again, Anarch defector who was promoted to Templar. Not Cecil.
Uh-huh.
Abel deadpans.
Oh, Olivia, good to have you here. By the way, Abel, I don't believe you've actually stayed for that part of the ceremony. Olivia has been promoted to Templar, so essentially, if I'm unavailable, she acts as my voice. And she speaks in my name.
Good to know.
Is Olivia still
Olivia's
staring?
still there, staring, and
Congratulations, Olivia.
Congrats on promotion.
Olivia glares towards you, Abel. Then the stare slowly returns to Serena.
Iris. Iris is like, now then.
Before anything, Olivia reaches towards her belt and takes a small, what looks like a small leather pouch, and places it next to Iris. Apply that to the burns.
Okay. If the birds are inside, should I just drink it?
Eat it.
Okay.
And hope it makes it there. Yeah, basically you reach inside the pouch and it feels like this sloshy dirt, like this really damp dirt, sort of sticky with VtM.
Yeah. Yes, I eat it. It's not the first time of mine eating dirt. I have my own rituals where I eat dirt, so it's, you know.
I believe Iris was the feisty kid at the school.
Iris was eating dirt before becoming a Cainite.
Part of becoming Locavian, you know.
Queen of the Sandpans.
So yes, roll me a 1d10. If the number is odd, then you can heal one ag.
It's odd.
It is odd. You heal one ag over the course of the scene. And
Okay.
it feels like crap.
It's okay. I'm used to the fact that eating dirt as a Cainite or like mixed with animal fur or like other like grass, it tastes not nice.
While I was when touching her, did she feel hot, or was it that just in her head?
She felt colder than you, definitely, but she felt that her skin felt a bit warmer than it should be.
Okay.
Not by much, but enough for you
What
to
about-
notice.
But the smoking, that was real. The
Seems
smoke
so.
coming out of her.
I mean, Iris did say that she's crispy on the inside.
Reverse sear as it was.
Iris just looks like shoots Olivia one apologetic like look, and then like looks back. Right then. Out of all the things that we can achieve today, I assume that blowing up owls that day would not be the ideal, especially before the prototype. We do have the Liliana thing, and currently I don't really see any hunters within our domain. So, what would be the best for us.
Just out of spite, kick some Venture in the face. Logically, well, we can technically go bar for bar and make Kian's child deflect. Would be fun.
That was one of the old, like, long-term things. I meant for tonight.
Well,
Actually, Abel.
easy thing
Abel.
would be, and
Abel,
I'll just
actually. Sorry, Jack. Just a second.
yeah, go.
Abel, before Jack continues, could you maybe look at the symbol that is on Aiden?
I'll
Jack, continue.
If you don't
Might as
mind.
well message Avicus if Lucita is somewhere nearby. Or I don't fucking know. We can call that that La Sombra. You wanted
Actually,
to see
yes, I wanted to see that La Sombra. Summon her. She's in my domain. I wish to know her name.
That is true. That is true.
I
Miguel's-
believe.
Miguel writing, but yeah.
I think it would be best.
Not here.
Well, obviously not here. You can go back to the asylum.
will I be staying here or going there with you?
You'll be going with us.
Very well.
Like Jack said, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And you are currently uncategorized.
So where do we keep frenemies then?
Uncategorized means we're unclear into which category they fall. Frenemies are a very specific category. And
Any
Iris
of
just
the
looks at you,
Notorious.
and Iris just looks at you, like with that deadpan face you've grown to
Like,
know, like
"Nah."
from a metamorphosis. The metamorphosis who's like,
Removes all the fucking movement from the muscles of the face. Like, duh. But yeah. Yeah. Then all aboard the car, I guess.
I suppose I'll since there's more of us, I'll go travel with Olivia.
What about
I
that
mean,
symbol?
what?
That symbol somebody mentioned? A
Yes.
symbol?
Yes.
Aiden, show the symbol. Since
Show the symbol.
Abel, kindly
release the
make
symbol.
a int and occult roll, if you'd be so kind.
Doink.
All right. So, looking at the symbol, it definitely seems to relate to your field of expertise. However, you don't recognize it as a symbol to aid in your specific discipline as much as impede it.
So, in essence, it can be considered a ward?
Of sorts. It is something that you've seen with this throughout your studies. You've seen this mark appear a couple of times, and it's always within rituals or practices that are meant to counter demonic influence, not heighten it or perform it.
Like banish or hide?
Sometimes it's
Oh.
banish, sometimes it's hide, sometimes it's a ward against the effect. Sometimes it's even a weapon, but it's hard to tell what this specific usage of
Is
it
the
is.
symbol is this symbol carved or tattooed? Or...
It is carved into the skin.
Well, do you know who did this, Aiden?
My sire.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure he meant the best for you.
He didn't really care. I am a tool.
Well, it's protection.
Are you sure?
As sure as I can be.
Should we get a second opinion from Isaac?
If you wish to.
That would be good. Maybe since I really don't want to be going around showing Aiden around too much.
Draw the
Maybe,
symbol.
well, until we know what's up, and either way, I haven't yet even met that Lozomber, so maybe you guys could go and visit Isaac. He has opened a new church in Santa Monica.
Perhaps. I mean, carving a symbol into someone's skin is
Do we know the address of the church
expensive.
of Isaac?
Well, I would know where Isaac would have made the Santa Monica, like, parish.
Miguel, is it the same address from the note?
It is.
We can meet the La Sombra there ourselves.
I see.
Yes.
Well, then let's go. I do believe we have. Serena looks to Olivia. Shall we travel our own means?
You may proceed as you wish. I'll be around.
Serena just like looks at Olivia.
Olivia very intensely stares at Iris. With sort
For
of
the love
slightly
God, the car is
narrowed
big
eyes.
enough for 5 people. For the love of God, the car is big enough for 5 people.
All right,
Yeah,
it is.
I think I'm gonna walk as well. I need to stretch
Well-
my wings.
Of course.
Literally.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking of traveling via trees.
Then I'm gonna go and burn some good old-fashioned oil. Aiden, you ready?
Aiden,
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Jack.
Also, I would like to grab a bite.
you should have received a vessel. Did you not?
Oh, did I? I don't know.
We would have organized his meals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, yes, you would have received enough sustenance as the time passed. So you basically remain
Listen.
at the same amount of blood. No more, no less.
Sabbat blood, that's all we can spare.
All right.
Right then. Who is stepping?
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
As Serena as Iris walks outside, she basically looks around to ensure there's nobody's there, and
Mhm.
just walks into a tree.
As Iris attempts to do this, she feels a tug on her shoulder, looks behind her, sees Olivia just going.
What?
However you go in a way where I can see and follow.
Fine. Iris huffs and goes into the car.
Yep. And as you enter the car, you look back and Olivia's gone.
So she can turn into the wind and I can't walk through a tree.
Apparently.
So, you begin making your way through.
By the way, Aiden, this is like something that I don't know, like this is something that like technically Aiden, given his like, like time in Talmahara and so on, and just general awareness of Cainite culture, I'd assume he'd know in which way the hierarchy of Archbishop/Templar should go.
I would guess, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd know that there's like some weird fucking dynamics here.
Yeah.
I think the
yeah.
dynamics
Is
were.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, I think the dynamics were weird from session 0. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like you have a bunch of weird people playing characters that are also weird or anything.
Nah.
Cannot be.
Okay, so you begin making your way to the church. It takes you a bit. It seems that the church is in this part of Santa Monica that still has sort of the grid pattern to the streets, but has a lot more alleyways and narrow streets you're supposed to leave your car and walk through. It seems that the church is off the beaten path of most roads. And as you approach the church, it has a completely different vibe from Isaac's original church. The building is very clearly it maintains the same inspirations in terms of architecture, but once you go inside, the walls are plain. The windows are narrow and sparsely colored. It looks like every single bit of uniqueness to Isaac's practice, Isaac's beliefs. It looks like all of that has been either suppressed or stripped away from the building. It looks drab, and it looks very, very Catholic.
Doesn't look like Isaac's usual getup.
No, more like my clan's usual.
I'm gonna quickly text Isaac.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to send him?
I'm asking him whether he's at his new church or not.
Isaac responds with, one moment. And eventually, while there's no service going on, there are a few people here, but not Isaac's usual crowd. Eventually, Isaac leaves essentially the door to the back where, usually the clergy lives. And Isaac steps out wearing a traditional priest's outfit. And he walks towards you, and everyone can make a perception empathy roll.
Body language
Careful.
applies.
It does indeed.
Does
Yep.
tactical apply?
Tactical? Not really. Not
6
in this case.
successes. 6.
I just assume to careful not to play.
My rolls are broken tonight.
They are. What
two
the
successes.
hell?
Wow, mine's not
What's
bad.
your roll? God damn, brother. What
the
is
fuck?
you?
Okay. All right. So pretty much everyone, especially in Abel's case, I think it's still a very good roll regardless of the ones, because Abel knows Isaac, so he can tell with far more ease. Isaac does not look like he's having a good time. He looks fucking miserable. In fact, if you had to guess, uh, you'd say he's investing quite a bit of effort just to keep going at this. That's the vibe you get from him as he walks towards you, with sort of a faint smile, but not smiling with his eyes, really. Hello. To what do I owe this visit, Archbishop?
Well, we just came to ask for some of your expertise regarding a certain thing.
Yeah. I'm more than willing to offer them in private.
Of course.
Yeah.
And Iris leans in. I did not know that you, Lasombra, in town was using your address here.
Which one?
I'll show him.
Well,
It's one of them.
is there more than one? No, so there's more than one.
There's 5.
Oh, good. Then,
Very
given the fact that I don't actually know their names and they're in my domain, would be good for them to present themselves.
I'm sure they will. Unfortunately, I'm in a precarious position.
Okay.
What assistance do you need?
Are they here right now, or should we go elsewhere?
The one you've met is.
Mhm.
Any sort of
Okay,
gestures
well
out the back.
then, yeah. Then Iris is like, well, you can probably then follow Abel and our guest to the car. Abel can fill you in about what I need your expertise on.
Unfortunately, I must stay here.
Perhaps we could go into a back room more privately.
I'm sure
Can I
you.
wait, am I able to summon you officially?
I would advise you do not. Things are volatile for me.
I see.
Perhaps I would like to give a confession, and you can see what you need to see there.
Of course. And Isaac
I'll go
very
to the
eagerly
back.
starts heading towards the.
Yeah, and before Isaac heads out, the other one is in the back. I'll go distract.
One moment. And he reaches into his pocket, takes out a phone that you realize is not his original phone. It's a new phone, like brand new. He sends a text, then puts it in his pocket. She'll join you shortly. Then he looks to Aiden.
Wonderful.
Shall we?
Yes. Please lead the way, Father.
Isaac. And he leads Aiden into the confession booth. Before we see what happens with the other Lasombra, we join Aiden within the confession booth. Aiden, as you close the door behind you and you look through this grid pattern to see Isaac on the other side, he looks to you and says, "How may I be of assistance?"
I wish you to look at a symbol that was carved into my skin. They say it was a sign of protection.
May I see it?
Yes, and I will lift, the fabric to show him the symbol through that grid.
He looks at it for a moment and then says, "You may cover it. I believe whatever this symbol is was meant to keep you from finding yourself under the thumb of one of the fallen. Whoever did this to you expected you to find and deal with one.
I see.
May I ask in what context this was done?
Is this one of the punishments he gave me sometimes, or
I see. Well, in the form of a punishment, there are a few ways this process could be abused to perform such an incantation, though I don't believe they would be the most efficient. It might have been the beginning of a process. I can either attempt to finish it when we have time, or if you wish, I can remove the mark. Leaving it as is also an option, but I would highly advise against it, given that a trained eye might recognize the wrong aspects of it.
and what would it need to be completed, and what would that accomplish?
Well, I would have to investigate in my own time. These things are never black and white, you see.
It is also difficult to cast rituals and magic on me, so
I imagine that's why it's stuck this long. Either the effect didn't take, so you were simply left with the mark, or the effect did what it was supposed to, and, well, you're simply left with the scars of it. If you are indeed resistant to effects like this, I would advise we remove it.
I expect that when you figure out how that would be done, you can make contact Iris and Jack.
If that is your preferred way, I can accommodate that, yes.
I believe that they would trust it more if I went through that process.
I see. Are you a fellow member of the Sword?
Yes, however, it is complicated.
I see. Well, I shan't pry. We can discuss the matter further when I'm not at such a volatile place.
Once those who watch you leave, I'm sure it will be much easier.
Well, here's hoping. And as you finish this conversation, we shall roll back time a bit to when Aiden first goes into the confession booth. The rest of the pack are met with the same slender figure they met at the right where Serena was given the title of Archbishop. The woman leaves the back room, dressed in a nun's outfit, and she approaches you.
I believe you haven't properly introduced yourself to the Archbishop.
Well, my apologies, but we wish to do it all together. As a courtesy and to avoid wasting time that is not ours to waste. A show of respect, you see.
Quite an interesting location you've picked.
It is a fitting location, given the strings we've pulled throughout our history.
That is true. Just did not expect you to find at a location that was promised as a boon to my ally.
Well, he graciously volunteered to house us within his church.
Of course.
Do I sniffy some bullshit?
I need to read the specific wording to see if you do.
If she believes it's a truce, it is a truce. Like I don't smell like objective. I smell subjective lies. So like if Isaac invited them, but she believes he didn't, it's a lie.
So you don't detect any lies. However, the implication, given how much you guys know Isaac, I won't have you roll for it simply because I don't want to bloat the game with rolls, but you guys know Isaac well enough that he wouldn't do something like this unless he feared for his existence. So if the invitation was made, it was as a form of self-preservation by Isaac more than a courtesy.
Would you mind telling where you came from to our little, corner?
Well, it depends who you ask, but me personally, I'm a traveler. The last I was... Well, I believe I traveled directly from Spain, though I did stop by a few places.
Madrid?
Well, that's where I came from.
Any other visitors from Madrid?
Believe you'd have to ask them in person.
When were you last in Madrid?
Well, not nearly a month ago.
And was there a keeper by the name of Liliana there?
Well, if there was, we didn't cross paths.
Well then, when I expect to see you very soon. After all, that's quite a big group of keepers, and we've recently only had one. And if there's any other of you who were from Madrid, you're looking at him.
You see something clicks in her mind, and then she says, I see.
Now then. Now, of course, Isaac too, but Isaac hasn't been in my pack really, so... Now, since you're not entirely sure where your other keepers are from, I'd advise you to actually ask them, and if any of them have also been in Madrid, that when you come to present yourself, that you provide that information to me. After all, it will be concerning some very soon events regarding a hunt on one of your clan.
See. A
So it will
deserved
be very
hunt, I would wager.
well. Do you think that if a keeper defected to the tower when they were specifically not sent there,
We would be delighted to deliver their ashes to you personally.
and since it would be a wild hunt, I'm sure you know of the rules, and that is everybody with whom they have managed to communicate Sabbat secrets need to be hunted down too.
I'm sure my cousins would have a delightful, hearty meal.
Good, good, good. But yes, I will be expecting you soon, and it would be good if you manage to bring that information, because it would be good to know how long ago has that person betrayed the sword.
Of course. Should I inquire after this Liliana as well?
That is exactly the person that you should be inquiring for.
I will make sure every member of my clan that shows up to your quarters to present ourselves, I will make sure all of them are aware of the required information.
Good. Now then, I do believe you failed to introduce yourself.
That is...
Or actually, to properly observe courtesies. Or is that not something that your clan is taught these
Well,
nights?
I believe I did make my pledge of loyalty to you in person, though there was a number of others you might have not remembered.
If that is so, then my apologies. But your name?
I haven't had a name for a very long time.
I see.
What would you like to call me?
I can call you Zanan if you'd like it.
Fitting.
Now then, as for observing courtesies, that was to just remind you that it was, as far as I remember, it was your clan specifically who determined the proper ways of addressing archbishops, bishops, cardinals, and so on. I will remind you to keep proper addressing.
Of course.
Iris waits with a look.
Hold on. This is out of
Your-
character
she-
bullshit for me. Hold on.
Your Excellency. She's meant to she's meant to use Your Excellency as address.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So she gives a slight, subtle bow, as not to make too much of a show of it in public. But she does say, "Of course, Your Excellency."
Good. I mean, after all, it was a tradition that was
It is not a
of
bad
your own
tradition.
making. That was
It is not a
that
bad
was something.
tradition.
That is something that your clan has definitely instituted. So it's best that we follow the traditions of the sword.
Of course.
It is the rules, Your Excellency, that keep us from running with the animals.
As
Exactly.
Jack says that, Aiden and Isaac both exit the confession booth, and the nun looks to Isaac and says, "Father Isaac, I must have a word with you. If you'll excuse us, Your Excellency."
Of course, and of course I will just like to remind you that Father Isaac is one of my close allies, and he has been indispensable to our campaign again on Santa Monica and against infernal threats. So, given that he's such a dear ally, I do believe that you will consider the level of the respect he's owed in this domain.
So, as I'll have everyone roll perception empathy.
Careful.
Yes, definitely
yeah.
applies here.
Oh yeah, I know this shit. The
Four
cringy
successes.
fucking La Sombra who do in church. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
For
Six.
success.
Tactical probably doesn't apply again.
6.
Tactical does actually on this one. So 1 extra die, please.
It is tactical level of La Sombra bullshit. Let's deal with it. Oh my fucking god.
it was just
6
one, but
successes.
that's fine. Okay, so yeah, everyone picks up on this because it's not subtle at all. Aiden, you pick this up from Isaac. So does Abel. And Serena and Jack, you pick this up from the nun. As soon as Iris says the word infernal, there's a sort of like subtle twitch in her eyebrows, as if she just heard what she was waiting for. And Isaac, as Aiden follows Isaac, Isaac immediately almost shrinks into himself when that word comes up. Well, in that case, if you'll excuse us. And she looks to Isaac and then turns, and Isaac follows.
Would you mind driving?
Hmm?
Would you
You
mind
just hand-
driving?
You just
Sure.
handed a potential enemy information and a weapon against you.
It's not a weapon against me. Don't be foolish. Do you think I'm infernal?
The clan wouldn't like it. So yeah,
The
if somebody would
clan-
volunteer to drive,
I'll drive.
and I'll clairvoyance this shit,
I
or
could drive if you like.
whoever of us would like to go and observe this shit out of body experience, the other person is driving.
You can do it because it's your clan,
True.
and I'm going to basically like drive.
Do I need more than 1 success
To drive?
to
No.
out of body?
Oh,
You're
I-
just here, so you can basically get into the car, psychic project, get out of the body, and walk there.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Like, you don't need clairvoyance for this shit. You just do psychic
Yeah.
projection.
Yeah, deal with that, please, for me. And
Yeah.
Jack will like give the phone with the email, and he would psychic projection his shit into sneaky. What the fuck is going on?
All right. Well, we'll handle that in PMs. Do the rest of you drive off, or do you stay around?
Yeah, we're gonna drive off, and before Jacques basically knocks out, I was like, if anything, if they overstep what there should be allowed with Isaac, you let me know, and I'll be sure to send my Templar to let them know about.
Code of Milan, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's traditional at this point. See you
It's
in a moment.
like, I'm sorry, like, the fuck are you doing? Like, this is a war. You do
You
not
made-
check
you
my
made the fucking
weapons.
codex.
You do not.
No.
do not
You made the
take-
codex. You trusted. You fucking
Yeah.
honor it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Where do you drive to?
Asylum.
Okay. So as you make your way to the asylum, we will take a short 15-minute break. And we will return very soon with the rest of tonight's episode. See you soon.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Welcome back to Beyond Armageddon. We rejoin the pack as they arrive at the asylum, now under the control of the Sabbat. Serena / Iris leads the way as she walks through the front door, obviously through the VIP entrance, and spots in the midst of the crowd Caroline, who, holding a beer in her hand, just raises a glass and continues to watch for supernatural threats within the building.
Mm-hmm.
They turn to the elevator and make their way up to the office. As they head through the door, well, I will allow you guys to do what you think your characters would do.
Wait, did Jack already come out of his psychic projection?
I think you would have, yeah.
Okay, so let's assume he came out by the time we got back. So, I'd say when we get back into the office, Iris will be like, "So, what's the deal?"
Miguel, did you send me something? Or did you write it down and didn't send me something?
Oh, beautiful. I was writing in the wrong place.
It's okay.
Maybe we can you can RP that as a flashback.
Sure, we'll do a short flashback then. So, Jack, going back in time a little, you rest your head on the passenger seat of the car, and as the engine revs up, you allow yourself to separate from your body. Where do you go?
I would go to that room
Mm-hmm.
to see what's the deal between Dana
So you
and
enter
Iris.
the back room. You go through the church and enter the back room and find that it is Isaac's office, though things are kept much neater than they were. Everything's very clearly in designated spots. Namely, most of Isaac's drawings are all contained in one box under his desk. So there's essentially you get a sense of censorship within his office. Though his icon is still at the desk right in front of his chair. And the nun and Isaac continue to speak. You basically catch them in the middle of a conversation, and she seems to be asking questions, trying to get some information, and Isaac continues essentially deflecting. Sometimes he lies. And throughout the conversation, just to speed this along, I'll ask you to make a roll of wits and empathy. Okay.
I will score.
So that is 4 successes. And now I will ask you, how would you like to divide these successes between the two individuals? That will give you different results, or different degrees of results for each one.
I guess 50-50?
Okay.
50-50 might
So,
work.
the idea you get is that Isaac is trying desperately to evade the topic of demons and the infernal. He does say that he's dealt with it in the past, he has experience with it, but he never actually... He avoids the topic that he is an expert on it. And when you examine the nun's line of questioning, her body language, the main idea you get from her is that she's trying really, really hard to catch Isaac on a lie. And she seems to be chasing after, even though her questions are very around the issue. She's the one constant in her line of inquiry is if Isaac is a keeper or if Isaac is a bloodline. And she seems to be very interested on this specific point.
I'd circle them around just to see if either of them spot. Oh, I'd circle, like I'd stay behind her just to see if Isaac spots me. If he's able. Haha.
He is in fact Isaac, not Abel.
Yes.
So you hover behind her, and Isaac doesn't really seem to notice you. He seems to be focused on the questions and trying to answer them coherently, essentially trying to keep all of his lies together.
I might have a solution if you'd allow me to control shadows from the.
Depends what you want to do.
I'm gonna write answers on the fucking wall behind her.
You want to coach him, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Just roll flat intelligence first.
Pelesha again.
Okay. I will give you no tips. You may do as you wish.
I'd carefully, really carefully, give him hints or straight out answers if they are not that long, on the wall behind her.
Okay. I won't have you roll. But I will have to roll something myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you begin to shift the shadows, trying to essentially write something on the wall behind the nun, as soon as you begin to shift the shadows, you notice her stopping, she stops talking, raises her head, and then looks behind her. And you manage to, stop whatever you were doing in time, so she doesn't see it. But she narrows her eyes, and then turns to Isaac and says, "Well, I suppose we'll continue this discussion at another time." And without any other interaction with her, with Isaac, she just leaves. And Isaac, as soon as the door closes, almost the facade of confidence almost falls in a moment of exasperation, and he just holds his chest. You can tell he's bordering on a panic attack, basically.
Can I communicate with him telepathically?
Yeah, but I'll make the I'll give you a bit of a higher difficulty, simply because you're not
I don't
here.
think that telepathy is a role.
I
know it's
yeah,
obviously a role.
It has a role.
It's intelligence subterfuge. Yeah. 5 dice. Pelesha. Fucking Pelesha.
Word mean?
Yeah, that.
Let's go!
So you push.
I explained it in the chat.
You push past whatever guards he's put up in his mind, and you do understand that he's paranoid enough that he has prepared himself for this type of situation, but you still push past it. And what would you like to say?
How the fuck did you end up in a situation like this?
Isaac seems to panic for a
It's
moment,
Jack.
but then realize who's speaking to him, and he just begins to think. And you start seeing memories of Isaac still in Chicago as a young neonate. In the middle of an investigation, he walks into court, as he was part of the Camarilla at the time. And as he does so, he spots an individual who, because you're experiencing this as memories and get his rationale, you understand this guy is the subject of the investigation. He's the suspect. And he is surrounded by what Isaac knows to be other La Sombra. And the main thought you get is that that one guy, number one, he wasn't the actual demon worshipper Isaac was chasing. He was just the suspect. But Isaac still killed him. That guy had a lot of La Sombra allies. The clan wanted him alive because he was loyal to the Sabbat and he was a spy. So people wanted him around, and Isaac killed him. And then you get another memory of Isaac, now within the Sabbat, speaking with other members of Clan La Sombra and, mingling quite amicably. And the topic of this death comes up. And in the conversation, he slips. He says something. And people start... From then on, people look at him sideways, as if they're trying to notice something. And he's hid his bloodline for as long as possible, specifically because of this. But as soon as he got to LA, that was no longer a problem because there weren't many La Sombra in the area. Then you showed up, and now every La Sombra in America is, for some reason, making their way here. So now he has to lay low again. He's starting to, panic quite badly.
Did she try to read your mind while she was asking you?
I don't know.
Did you feel the pressure in the back of your head?
I don't know.
Before me. Well then, are you able to leave the church on your own?
No.
Bad. How's your Auspex and Observation?
I have one of those. Well, I'm apt enough at one of those.
You find a way to block your head. So even if they try to read your mind, I don't know, you have a lapdog of your own you can use against them.
I'll do my best.
Next time you need problem solved, ask us. Don't ask the fucking clan.
I didn't get to ask anyone.
I get it. Well, we'll figure it out anyway.
Isaac seems to still be quite nervous as you allow the connection to fade. And unless you want to do something else, I think we can call this here.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we return to the office as all of you make it inside. You're muted.
So you're muted.
Well, probably maybe like to speed up the process. We're in the office and Jack has
Yeah,
finished
Jack explains
telling
all
us.
of this, yeah.
And might I explain, how would they actually keep a true Sabbat who is under my jurisdiction from answering my summons?
Unless they are. Just a second. Unless there is a Praescus among them, they shouldn't be able.
Even, well, here's the thing.
Well, technically,
I-
Praescus
No,
can
actually,
only.
no. Let me correct you, Jack. It seems your teachings. It seems the Lazumbra clan may be lacking in the teachings of it. A priestess. Not every priestess is part of the consistory, which advises the regent, and nonetheless, a priestess is still, unless there's somebody very high ranked like Vicus. They are not ranked above the archbishop. Above the archbishop is the cardinal, and above a cardinal is a regent.
In which case, they are just doing what my clan is doing best. Being bunch of old school timey cunts.
Who made a system that they think they can abuse.
Yeah. Obviously.
Did you by any chance manage to give Isaac the little advice of putting a plant, in his office?
Might I have, Miguel? It slipped my mind.
Well, you didn't advise him to do anything. You looked around his office, it was very neatly kept, but it was barren of any life, so...
It would be very out of place.
Hmm.
But I might sneak something in.
Very well, it's something to consider. Nonetheless, here's the thing. You do realize that not even the Black Hand, for example, even the Black Hand, even though they're special militia, they cannot just act willy-nilly within the domain of an archbishop.
That doesn't mean they will follow the rules.
If they don't follow the rules, there's a code of Milan for that, and
It
very,
is the rules.
very severe punishments for breaking those rules. As your grandsire could attest to that.
Not that he really could. Fucker's dead.
Well, we did summon his wraith once. He wasn't pleased, was he?
No. You were not there.
Also, Tony, you forward me something.
Yes, that will be the email Jack would ask you to, do something with it while he was out.
Iris is like, what was this email you gave me?
That is an email I gotten from Lucita's ghoul. Jack will just basically CC Iris in the email.
Well, it seems that they mistook Liliana to have perished.
Yes, but
But it was a lie.
it was. Problem
Well,
is, you do not
since-
walk in Strauss's court like that and sit at his left hand.
That is true. But given your current information, reach out to Lucita since she has a position within Damage Noctis. Confirm with her that Liliana is not doing something for the Sabbat. But if she was, it would have been weird that she would have sent you such an email. But just to be sure, reach out and confirm it.
I wouldn't get information up until noon the next day.
Well, given as it is, might as well as call Victoria at the moment. And I'm just going to call Victoria.
All right. So you dial Victoria's number. You call it. It rings for a moment, and then you hear the click of the call being picked up, and you hear essentially in sort of faded, like a faded voice. Yes, of course. Please excuse me. This is an urgent call. And you hear footsteps, a door closing, and then the voice clearly comes out from the other end. Yes?
It has come to our recent attention that, well, we're still going to just double check with the Amateur Noctis whether this is an operation of the sort, but given what we have currently heard from Madrid, and what we've seen of happening within Strauss's domain, it seems that Wayland's child, Liliana Moore, has defected to the tower.
So it seems, and, well, that might have something to do with the fact that I am currently entertaining members of the Black Hand on their way to Santa Monica.
Ah. Good to know. I was just calling you to, since given her previous knowledge with the domain and the attack that happened on the Madrid, this is not a Sosimo situation.
I don't
Proper-
think so. And I don't think it's a situation that we'll need to worry about for much longer, given the presence in the city.
Well, nonetheless, as per Code of Milan, there is one way to deal with, and a wild hunt must be announced.
I fear so. And I think it's a
But
wise move,
given-
but I would wait until
Of course, until
your
the guests arrive
visitors
to...
are there.
Of course, but, well then, I'll leave you to entertain your guests and I'll be expecting them. I assume they know where to go. If they don't, you may let them know to visit us at the asylum.
They've been informed. They seem to enjoy torturing me with political formalities.
Well, then I'll know what to expect.
Expect them to twist your arm on a few issues.
Of course.
And there's a click.
Iris looks
Question?
around. Iris puts the phone down. We're getting a visit from the Black Hand, and it seems certainly that Liliana has defected.
Should I invite Lucita to the city on your behalf?
I'm pretty sure she has plenty of things to deal in Madrid, given that they had an attack.
I'll just add the footnote that we would be welcoming of her, but she doesn't have to be present.
As for the rest, I'm just going to be looking around. Is Olivia in the room with us?
Well, you look around, you don't see Olivia. The window's open, though.
Iris, like, Olivia?
Yeah, breeze moves in, and Olivia manifests out of thin air.
We're getting a Black Hand visit soon. Abel, could you perhaps maybe take Aiden elsewhere? Maybe to his haven.
Sure. Let's ride.
Very well.
Jack, you
Can't
can
let-
stay here.
I believe I should stay here.
Yes, given the fact that it does concern your
It
sire.
concerns me.
Yes. Either way,
Yep, fucking damn it.
either way, Victoria did warn us that they might be expected to twist my hand on some issues. She didn't clarify which.
So, Iris,
but-
just a quick clarification. If they are, if they are being entertained currently at East LA,
Yeah.
and they're expected to come to Santa Monica eventually, it doesn't mean they're on their way to you tonight. It
Okay.
means they are coming to Santa Monica
Okay,
at
got
some
it.
point.
Well, she's not exactly sure when. So, yeah.
Still one penny go.
Well, if they arrive tonight, and given the concern, they could arrive tonight. I'd rather not have our defector here, especially given what we know about. And she looks to Aiden. What we know about the sect from which you came. We can't be
And-
sure who's visiting and what allegiances they are, what allegiances they hold. They can be regular sword, like regular members of the Black Hand, or they can be part of the true Black Hand. Which
Either
means
way.
it means either way, I'd rather have you lay down low.
At some point, I suppose you should change my face.
Iris looks to Olivia.
Olivia simply looks to you, then to
We don't
Aiden.
know. We don't know who are coming here. And given your security measures, wouldn't you say that that is something we can achieve? So that if there are any traders among the Black Hand who will come to visit, they will not recognize, even if they see Aiden in passing.
If I may give counsel,
Of course.
I believe our newest addition to the sect can prove his loyalty, given the situation we recently have been made aware of at the church.
Mm-hmm.
Should good information make it our way through Aiden, I believe that's proof enough for now.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
To translate, Aiden's loyalty needs to be tested at some point. Given
Yes.
the situation at the church, might be a good idea to use this opportunity, this problem, to test Aiden's loyalty.
Okay. Very well. I'm sure you can supervise that, given your specialties.
Of course.
Nonetheless, we still have the risk that amongst the Black Hand who will come here are those who are from Talmahara.
We.
Which
How do we
means
check for that except for reading their minds?
no, we don't read their minds. What I mean, if Aiden stays with the face that he is, and there are those among the Black Hand who know his face, we will definitely be facing an influx of hunters and the Talmahara assassins and everything possible in our domain right now, when we have also lots of other things to deal with. They will be here to make sure to kill him.
And they probably suspect that I've gone here because of the information I took with me.
Yes, which means it would
Most
be
likely,
best
yeah.
if we don't confirm those suspicions.
I do agree with that.
Either Jasper or I will visit and provide you a different face. Olivia, your security measures will still be in place, won't they?
They are in place right now.
Exactly. So that will take care of that. And if he's unable to prove his loyalty, there's nothing stopping us from giving him back his face and leaving him for the Talmahara to take care of him. Isn't that right? So then we agree
Yeah.
on that. Either way, I'd rather not risk that tonight. So it would be best if, and given the fact that I know for a bit how they function, it would be best if perhaps Aiden is, perhaps it would be best that tonight he receives his new face.
Do you say that to watch for Olivia's reaction?
Yes.
Olivia simply observes, does not question.
Iris looks to Abel. So can I basically just like delegate this to Jasper, because like I know Renan is not here with us, but
Jasper would
is
basically
here.
be busy, but you can delegate.
Yeah. Jasper is currently, and she basically tells Abel where he is. You can, Jasper, well, actually, no, she's like, Jasper is currently, she looks away. Busy, but if you basically take Aiden to his place and call Jasper, I'm sure he can arrange a different mean.
Sure, why not? I can even help showcase potential faces.
That is true.
That is true. You can. Either way, it would be best that this is sorted while they're busy here or before they even arrive. Never know who's coming to visit. Either way, our last meeting of the Black Hand wasn't that fun.
You mean that Malkavian who decided to scramble our brains?
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess we get to prepare for it now.
Yes, of course.
Iris,
Uh-huh.
your phone buzzes, and
She picks.
you check. It's a text from Caroline.
Uh-huh.
The text reads, Hunter showed up. It's dealt with.
Iris sends thumbs up. But also, did Iris see anything?
You would have seen, if you were paying attention, which You
ADHD
can't
motherfucker.
see everything and pay attention to everything at the same time.
Yeah.
You might have spotted like some guy coming in and then later being kicked out. It looked like just a regular happening. But you'd wager, if you had to guess, Caroline probably created a situation where the hunter had to be kicked out.
Iris says, do I still see him outside?
He's moved on, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell Caroline, just come up here. Actually, she's going to say, I'll come down and just grab his face from you. I'll see if I can track him down.
You simply receive another message with a number of pictures of the guy.
Huh.
As he's in the club, basically. You understand from the pictures how Caroline caught on that he was a hunter. He seems to have bought a drink, then sat in the corner, and instead of drinking and enjoying himself, he was like creepily observing the entire, the group of club goers and scanning the audience to see if he saw anything suspicious.
Okay.
Not suspicious at all.
No.
Okay, I thank her, and then I'm gonna all right, Abel, Aiden, you can go find Jasper. I will need to see if I can track down that hunter. And Iris is basically going to sit down on her armchair and just close her eyes as she's going to use her green sight to find that man.
Throughout the entire city, that's... I'm
Well,
gonna have to
it
ask you
was-
for a...
It was recently, so she would start basically within an area around the, asylum.
I'll ask you for a perception alertness to see if you can even spot someone. Like, you have a good description of his face and of his clothes, so you know what to look out for, but LA is not a small place, even if you're just looking at the surroundings.
No. Zeros.
Yeah, you search, you think you see him at a few points, but you can't really follow very well, and eventually, like, you realize you haven't really caught his caught sight of him.
By the way, you remember that is Iris back?
Oh, she's meditating.
Then I'd ask, so Aiden and Abel left, and apparently there is a Tsimisi, there is a Malkavian, and there is a La Sombra in the... What could have gone wrong?
So at this point, Aiden and Abel leave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll join you guys soon. For now,
Roti.
For now, we'll hear out the rest of the scene with Serena and Jack.
And Olivia is there.
After some time, Iris opens. All right. I've missed him.
That happens. You remember
But
that
we have a-
ghoul of mine,
Mhm.
shattered spine, very computer apt.
No.
Happens as well. But we might use her to track him down.
Yeah? She forwards
You
him the photos.
still have to fix her back eventually. I asked you for help with that.
Iris. Yes. I can do that.
But yeah, I'll forward the pictures to my computer Hatsker ghoul. and request that this man would be tracked. How much trouble am I gonna get from Lucita? You reckon?
I don't think this is your fault. You're not responsible for your sire, are you?
That is true.
And either way, had she not achieved what she done there, she would have done that here. I suppose the only responsibility you hold is that it was your choice to send her to Lucita instead of reclaiming the blood. Because didn't you say that you thought she was about to defect?
Mm-hmm.
And does anyone else know that?
Vicus, probably.
Well, that is exactly something that what the Black Hand is going to be probably interested in.
That is true.
All right. With this, we take a break from Jack and Iris's scheming, planning, and general complaining about politics in the Sabbat. And we join Abel and Aiden as they make their way by car away from the asylum.
So, where do you hail from?
It doesn't. Why I don't understand why that's relevant.
Just making small talk. Ever been to Europe?
Yes, briefly.
How
A couple
does,
of years.
Oh, yeah. So, how'd you end up with the true Bruja?
Sire found me. I believe he watched me for some time before he chose me because of my skill with computer programming and building them from the ground up.
How is that relevant for a true Bruja?
Why wouldn't intelligence and intellect be important for a true Bruja?
No, just thinking. The powers that you apparently have would be above and beyond machines.
Well, the human brain is much like a machine, except it runs on salt, water, and fat cells. It is a biomachine, if you will.
Yeah. So we're just brains in a meat exoskeleton.
I believe I have heard a droid in a show once call it a meat suit.
Yeah. Funny that. Ever met a guy named Franz?
ST, have I met a guy named Franz?
Flat intelligence, please.
I have eidetic memory.
Good point. Good point. I stand corrected. So, you've never met the guy in person, but he's one of the elders that hovered about within Enoch.
Well, the name is familiar to me, although I've never interacted with him personally.
Yeah.
He oversaw many projects.
Haven't seen him in a while either.
And how did you know him?
Through a former friend. An acquaintance, really.
Take it you've met others from my bloodline?
I believe Franz is the only person I've met from your bloodline.
Ah. We are not very common. That is unsurprising, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's what is surprising is that I've now met two.
I suppose if you had a nickel for each time, it would just be strange that you had two.
Yeah. Well, anyway, have you thought about what you want to?
To be quite frank, I don't much care what I look like. I think it should be quite opposite of what I currently look like, however.
I will conjure a mirror.
Hmm. All right.
That is depicting what Aiden looks like currently.
So, Aiden, you see a mirror appear, and you see yourself reflected on it.
Kind of tilts his head this way and that as he looks into it rather dispassionately, as if he's studying another task that needs to be completed.
Well, if you're looking at something that needs to be an exact opposite, maybe a bit more round look. Softer, perhaps.
Well, as it is now, I don't really stand out much. It's possible in a crowd to blend in. So
Well, that's true. So
perhaps
let's
something where I can lose some people in a crowd still.
rule out and supermodels.
Although that would probably make hunting easier.
Well, yeah, you have to think about the pros and cons there, yeah. Well, this is your equation to solve here, I guess. So,
Abel?
I mean, can you hear me?
Yes?
Yes.
Just to point out that as you drive Aiden around town, your phone buzzes with a text message. Do you check it, or...
You're asking Abel that, right?
Yes.
Okay, hey. Abel, do you check your phone when it buzzes?
All right, sorry. Yes, I do.
Okay. So opening the phone.
While I was down.
Okay, so opening the phone, you open the message. It comes from a number you don't recognize, though at this point it's not incredibly surprising. And the message is a picture of you driving around with Aiden. You even recognize the surroundings. It's a street you passed like 15, maybe 20 minutes ago. At a stop sign. And the message says, "Be careful who you hang around. Should I look into him?" And a little heart emoji.
I just put that phone down.
All right.
Right. Where were we?
Believe
Like I
taking
said,
you to the Haven.
indeed. Indeed. But we were also discussing your new looks and how it is your task, a minute current task, to figure out what you wish to look like, because I don't think Jasper has the fantasy
I think
to make
you will
you
find me
normal.
very lacking in imagination, but I'll come up with something.
Lack of imagination is not necessarily a bad thing. You say you want to look plain? Just think of the plainest thing you know.
We'll see.
Right.
It's probably not a long drive.
Indeed, it is not. At this point, you approach the address you were given. You slow the car to a stop.
Can I try and look around and make sure we weren't followed?
Yes, by all means, make a perception alertness roll, please. Tactical applies. Okay.
Well,
So, as far as you can tell, you weren't followed. Though, given that you got a couple of successes, I will say that if you were followed at all, at some point, Abel's reaction to the message might give you more information than just looking around. Just looking around, you don't see anyone.
Well, what was that message that you received?
It's just somebody who won't leave me alone.
Yes, but that does not answer what the message contained.
Well, they sent me a picture of me driving with you.
I see. Do they seek to blackmail you?
No, I believe they to annoy me until I fall passionately in love with them.
Aiden raises an eyebrow slightly. questioning the validity of such an action with just a look.
Well, you probably don't have to worry about it. But I will be informing Serena that somebody took a picture of us. And we need to figure out who that person is now more than ever, I believe.
Perhaps next time it would be more suitable for me to ride in the trunk.
Perhaps.
Until my face change.
Well, by the time that we need to ride again next time, you will have a new face, I believe.
Hopefully, but things can always happen. It is good to have contingency.
Yes. Plan B and C. Right. I think this is your place.
So it is. I'll leave you, unless you wish to come inside.
Well, yeah, sure. I'll come with you. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure Jasper will give you a humane look, but let's see.
Right. As the two of you exit the car, make your way inside the building, and enter the apartment, I would like to ask the table if anyone has any actions they would like to tend to before we close the session.
Emma, you're muted.
I will be forwarding the text message that I received.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Serena sends back like a very like angry fucking face.
Doing anything right now. I am just being a good boy. I swear I am normal and can be trusted.
Slightly emotionally
But,
constipated, but normal and can be trusted. Obviously.
if you know, unless the Black Hand show up tonight, I
They
have
won't.
nothing else. Okay.
They just stuck in traffic until morning.
All right. So, as each of you tends to your business for the rest of the night and then slinks off to their haven, we will end tonight's session. We hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe to both the YouTube and Twitch if you enjoyed what you saw and if you want to catch up. And we'll see you next week in the next episode of
Bye-bye.
VtM
Yeah.
Beyond Armageddon. Bye-bye.
Bye.